Welcome everybody. We're live back here at the Cockney Reds with another review. We're here today to review another win. It seems to be like a common theme right now. Another win against Brighton and a 4-2 victory at that. Joined by myself, Fudge. We've got Antonio and we've also got PT. Before we get stuck straight into it, if you could hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and give us a like, that would be very much appreciated. But yes, big victory, 4-2. Let me go straight into you, Antonio. What's your current vibes feel after that big win?
It's good. It's good. Feeling good. Confidence is showing, man. Look what happens when you get a couple wins. The team's confident, manager's confident, the team's playing well. So it's looking bright. I'm trying to not look further than the next game. 'Cause I don't want to get myself too excited. So I just literally look at the next game. So all I know is Forest. So yeah, just taking it game by game. But no, it's looking good. It's actually looking really good.
Well, it's good to see you got a level head because I'm feeling a bit too gassed actually. So yeah, it's probably the right thing. So PT, how are you feeling, bro? What are you saying?
I'm fully gassed up. I can't lie. I'm fully gassed up. Um, I don't know. It's just a different feel now. It's what Antonio said. A couple of wins, just break the duck. You can see and feel the confidence in the team, right? And even us as fans, we're just talking differently. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to not get too carried away, but it's got a completely different feel now. Completely different feel.
I hear that because I mean, yeah, there was crisis talks, and I think there's quite a lot of people that were. I wouldn't say that they were wrong to suggest that the manager is probably out of his time and out of his depth for that time. But in terms of where things have changed, you look at the Liverpool game. They could have been 8 points ahead of us if they beat us that game, and now we're sitting above them. And it just shows how quickly things can change and how important it is to be able to string back-to-back wins, which we hadn't done before, and now we've got back-to-back-to-back. So, do you feel like is it too soon? Then I know you said Antonio, you're going to keep just one game at a time. Is it too soon to say that we've turned a corner?
No, I think we can say we've turned the corner from where we are, from where we was. Sorry, I think I can confidently say that we have. I think, and I'm trying to pinpoint exactly, and I think it's probably once we got the new goalkeeper in the sticks. I think that really settled everyone because if you're looking at us, we were playing well, but we were conceding stupid goals. So we was doing all right, but then was conceding stupid goals. So then it makes things a little bit hazy. Like, bruh, is the manager actually getting this right? Is he not? Because we're still losing. But the team was like first game of the season. Obviously, we're up for it. We played really good. We had a lot of chances, X, Y, Z, but we didn't score. Really, probably should have been a draw. We won, but we lost because we just got this guy in the sticks. Do you know what I mean? So I think when we put Lamens in goal, I think that's when things started to change. And it was like, okay, cool, we've got a competent goalie in here. Let's now go and do the rest now. I think that's when it really sort of started to change.
I mean,
But
that's a
I
good.
think we have definitely turned the corner now, for sure.
Is that what you're thinking as well, PT? I mean, if you look at it since Lemon's come in, he's got a 100% record, won every single game. Obviously conceded 3 goals now, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth yesterday in terms of the goals that we conceded. But the win is the win, and I feel like it breeds a bit of confidence at the back. So I hear what Antonio's saying. I mean, what do you think? First of all, do you agree that we've turned the corner? And if so, what would you pinpoint that on as well?
Um, I do think we've turned a corner, absolutely. And I don't think I'd be told I was getting carried away if I thought that. Just based on the last few games, you can see a complete difference. I think it's based on. Yes, I think Lamens has played a massive part, massive part, because having that confidence breeds from the back forwards. Um, but I also think it's given the players time to just gel, start learning the way each other's have played. They've now played 9 games. I know we've had a bit of a disruptions with Mount going injured. Mainu can't really get a start. But I think these players are now clocking on. I mean,
Mm,
even yesterday, when you saw that dummy from Bruno, people were saying, like, it was lucky. But if you watch the play,
mm,
he knows where Mbuemo's going to be. And we've not had that for a while. It's like 11 individuals. Now it's a team, a unit who know how each other
mm.
are going to play. So we've definitely playing better football. We've definitely turned a corner and we're starting to gel like a proper team now.
I hear that.
Just on that as well, I agree with the familiarity of everyone now sort of getting it, sort of as we've played so many games. And there was this, I remember I said at the beginning when we was playing this formation, my thing was these players don't know how to play it. I've seen this 3-4-3 formation. You've seen Conte do it. You've seen Tuchel do it. And I remember when Tuchel did it, they had the three at the back, 4 in the midfield, 3 up top. And all the time, whenever they sort of got outnumbered in the midfield, one of those centre backs is going to step in and be really aggressive to sort of the 10 or the attacking person. But our centre backs were always flat. We weren't doing it. I was like, these players just don't know how to play this formation. So why we keep making it? But it's like now I feel like they're getting it. And there was one moment in the game, I think, when we scored, I can't remember what goal it was.
Casemiro's goal, I think.
Casemiro's goal.
Shaw pushed up and got the ball.
Shaw stepped in so aggressively at one of the attackers. He's coming out of his position, but I guess in the beginning, it's like he's coming into like unfamiliar territory. I'm a centre back, I'm a left back. Why am I now going deep into the opposition's half? Right on the edge of their box. But that's what you have to do in that formation, and that's the tactics. And when he did that, it was like bang, he won the ball back. We won it back early. Boom, Casemiro. And so it's like now it's like, oh, okay, we're getting it now. We're getting it. Definitely, I think. Yeah, I agree with what PT said.
Yeah, that's spot on. Yeah, especially with the way that those players are moving in, because it just created too much space. I mean, remember you was quite critical of the fact that we had 2 men in the midfield and it was quite open in that sense. So if you don't have those centre backs stepping up, like you mentioned, they can just get outnumbered. So you need to make sure that one of them does come in there. So sure, especially Euro. I mean, even Delit stepped in at times as well, but it was good to see that. But going back to the game itself, and then first goal scored by Cunha. PT, I know you're not getting on his back, but that was kind of something that really needed to happen, because you don't want him to be talked in the same breath of people like Wirtz. Do you know what I mean? So, how do you think that goal for Cunha? Do you feel like, what do you think that's going to do to him in any way, and to the team in general?
You've only got to just look at his celebration to know how much it meant to him, and that relief. Do you know what I mean? It starts to build up, and the longer it goes on, the more difficult it becomes to score the goal, right? So, I'm glad he got it now, rather than it carrying on and on and on. But the good thing I liked is that he was bringing something to the game anyway. He just was lacking the end product. Do you know what I mean? You could see he was playing his part in the team. His tracking back was unbelievable yesterday. I've never seen a guy run. Him and Mbuemo were on a mission. They was desperate to not lose that game. They was backwards and forwards. But that goal, I think that takes a big weight off his shoulders. Big weight off his shoulders.
Goal as well, outside the box, bent it into that corner as well. It was just a class finish. And what I really liked as well about that goal was the fact that we were holding possession, or I think we might have, it popped out a little bit, but we were suffocating them on the edge of their final third, and we kind of found the right pass to then get that through. And I just thought, that was a real class goal to score. Another goal which was also kind of played in around, and I guess the goals that we saw from Mbuemo, the 2 goals that we saw from Mbuemo. I mean, just how good is Mbuemo? Wait, just to show you how some of the fans are feeling right now. United to win the league. Maybe we'll come and touch on that at some point. But Mbuemo, how good a player is Mbuemo?
I said it. I think I said it on the last pod. I call it cash money. He's guaranteed. He's just guaranteed. Like he's good. He's very good. I think he's up there with. He just needs to probably do it maybe with us for a season or something. But he's up there with Saka and Salah and as the top sort of right wingers in the Premier League for me. He's right up there. Like he's really good. There was even a quote by Bruno. Did you see that? What he said to Mbuemo in training? He said Mbuemo kept on passing it safe. He said, "Hey mate, we didn't call you here to do that. We didn't bring you to do that. Do what you was doing at Brentford on site." And so maybe now it's like, all right, is that what you want me to do? Yeah, because I think isn't he our top goal scorer? He must be, surely.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
No, he's brilliant. He's brilliant, man. He's brilliant. We need to keep him fit. I mean, he's going to be out for AFCON from mid-December to mid-January.
I hope they get knocked out quick time. Sorry, Cameroon fans, but we need you.
Well, we've got a lot of football to play before then, anyway. So let's keep going. Like, forget about then. We've got to worry about the next game. So let's just keep him. Well, it's not even just him; it's Ahmad as well. But
that right side.
let's just keep going. Let's just keep going for now, man.
Oh, Ain't Cameroon in the playoffs? I think that might be true actually, and I need Nigeria to be coming through. Oh no, that's the World Cup. Is that not
The
AFCON?
World Cup,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think it was that. But in terms of where obviously the new signings we mentioned, Lemens, we mentioned Cunha, we mentioned Mbuemo. Sesko got his start as well, and I'm not going to get onto Neville's commentary, but I thought he played quite well, to be honest. Like, I know that he had that chance where he his touch wasn't quite right to be able to set himself enough to be able to get the goal, because that was a good opportunity for him. But the assist for Mbumo's first goal, I thought that was tidy as well. I mean, what
Mhm.
do you make of Sesko so far in terms of his beginning? I know he hasn't set the world alight, but I mean, I've liked what I've seen. To be fair, I mean, what are you thinking at the moment, PT?
I've been impressed. I've been impressed, and I think he's going to be a bit of like a. He's going to have to be patient with the goals because we've got two number 10s. They're going to be getting a lot of goals, so he's going to have to share his part out. He's not like a. I suppose he could be, but he's not. He's not like a Haaland where he's in the 6-yard box. He's actually coming deep, getting the ball, spraying it, winning flick-ons. Good first touch, and I think the goals will come. But when you've got goals from Fernandez and Mbuemo, Cunha, Ahmad, it means that he ain't going to get as many as he probably would like. But if he carries on doing what he's doing, linking up the play and putting people in on goal, it's just as important. It's just as important even without the goals.
I mean, I remember at the start of the season, one of the things that we were saying was a bit of a lapse over from last season that we weren't scoring the goals, but another 4 goals yesterday. And do you know what I'm really liking? I'm seeing though is the goals that we're scoring in the first half. I mean, we scored 2 goals again in the first half yesterday, 2 goals against Chelsea in the first half. I mean, we scored early against Liverpool as well. I think it was 1-0 at half time. And I know that was a bit of a struggle under our past managers, but I mean, in terms of Amarim, I know that it's still early doors, yeah. But I don't even want to say that. I mean, because both of you, I know obviously you were quite critical of Amarim, and I understand that based on it now. But do you feel like now, given the start of the season, that you would give him the opportunity to be able to build on what he's done from the start of this season to then judge him, or do you feel like last season's still going to have some hold of what you kind of think of him?
What when I look at the end of this season,
Yeah, I suppose right now, because the way I've always thought it was that there's 2 ways of looking at Amarim. One is by looking at the start of where he joined to now, and it's not the best of records. But I've always thought I want to look at what he's done this season, and if you based on what he's done this season, especially now, I mean, other than the blip against Grimsby, we've had a pretty solid start to the season. Do you know what I mean? So, um, do you feel I'm wrong to dismiss last season, or do you feel like there's merit in kind of judging him on the signings that he's made and obviously getting them
uh, last season he was the manager of Manchester United, so I don't know how we're going to disregard his work from last season. I would always still regard his work, whether he just walked in the door or whether he's been there for 10 years. He was the manager; he's responsible. So, but he's in some good form right now. So hopefully that continues. But I mean, last season and before he's picked up this good form, it's been awful, right? Let's not let's not forget and have memory loss or something. It was awful. Grimsby and this and that, and we lost the Europa League final. So we're gonna have to look at all of that. So this is the season where he now goes, okay, you're going to get some good now because of all that pain that we actually endured for all of those bad performances. I think we're going to get some good now. That's because we can't ignore it and just and say, okay, we just look at this season. You know what I'm saying? So let's see where he takes us, but one game at a time, I think.
And then, I mean, I'm not sure if things have changed, but in your mind, PT, what do you think? What's the limits of where we can reach? Because I think we started the day at fourth. I think with Bournemouth and Spurs winning, I think we might be in sixth for the moment. But I mean, if the season was to end and we were to finish where we are now, I mean, would you be satisfied? I mean, what are your current thoughts of like of where you would like to see us? Not like, where do you expect to see us finish at the end of the season?
It's hard to say where I expect to see us. If we finished the league today and this is where we stayed, I'd be over the moon because
Okay.
progress is progress, right? So I think that if we was to finish there, then that's a huge step forward compared to where we was last season. Just touching back on only because it's popped in my head, just one thing that you mentioned earlier about what's been the turning point for us. and it's just literally popped in my head as I was sitting and thinking about it. One of the biggest turning points was, I forget his name, owner. What's his name? Radcliffe.
Jim Ratcliffe, yeah.
Radcliffe coming out and saying that Amorim's going to be here for 3 years. Don't really care about the performance. He's going to be here for 3 years. That for me was a turning point as well. It's sort of, since then, we've been a different team. And I don't know whether it's the players looking in thinking, well, we haven't really got a choice now. So we've got to crack on with what we've got. Or taking a bit of pressure off Amorim to think, right, my job ain't on the line. I haven't got to worry. He's publicly come out and said it. So I ain't got to keep answering the same questions week after week. But I think that was a massive turning point for us as well. Him just coming in and saying that. And I don't know if he meant to do it as a bit of a boost, but it definitely worked. But going back to the league position, mate, even if we used to finish top 10, I'd probably be happy. Probably without getting carried away where we are now. If you asked me before the season started, would I be happy with top 10? Yeah, I would have been. So to go back on that would be a bit unfair on Amorim. But from what I'm seeing at the moment, it's certainly capable of much higher than that. So,
Antonio, if we finish the season today, would you be happy?
Where we were fourth.
We're sixth right now. Other than Arsenal winning the league, would you be happy?
Yeah.
With,
the
league table is?
Yeah, no, that would be a really good finish. That would be a good finish. That would be a good finish. I just want us to go on a run, really, man. Just to really just compete. Just compete. You know, we might lose some games, but we'll win some. So just compete. Before we wasn't even competing. Like it was just like, what are we doing here?
It was probably yo-yo,
yeah, I'd be happy. I think I said at the beginning of the season, 6th to 8th. So I'll probably try to stick by that. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'm proved wrong, and it's much higher. That'd be
just a place where we win the league. But one thing I want to touch on though, and I feel like it's better to touch on it now that we've actually won the game, was how terrible that referee was yesterday. I thought it was a disgraceful performance, and there was the penalty for Ahmed first of all. I thought that was a stonewall penalty. I'm not sure why that didn't get given by VAR. Then I think Mbuemo might have had a couple of pens in there as well. I don't know whether they might have been a bit softer. But then the free kick. First of all, I thought that was a ridiculous decision to give the free kick because the ball looked like it was already in the hands of Lamens by the time that Dorgu and I can't remember who it was for them that they collided. And then did you see that they brought the free kick about 15 yards forward and no one say anything? First of all, our players maybe we were just a bit worried about the red card or whatever, but for the ref, for VAR, for no one to mention that, like, and you know that if it was the other way around, Sky Sports would be talking about that all week and stuff like that. And I feel like it's just never the same with us. But Neville, I think that's probably one for another pod that we can touch on as well because watching the game with him does get a bit frustrating.
Turn off the commentary.
I think so, man. I think so. Like it's just, I mean, he's a legend, but I don't know, man. I can't.
What did you think about? I don't know if this is one of the points that you was going to raise. What did you think about Mainu when he came on?
Yeah, the substitutions was definitely what I was going to mention. Mainu was an interesting one because I feel like we were at a point in the game where we were cruising 3-0, obviously, and he come on for Casemiro, and Casemiro is one of them. He's just such a solid player, and I feel like having a midfield two of Bruno and Mainu, I understand the reasons. I think he just wanted to make sure that we were keeping the possession, like kept the ball well, and he will be able to help us be able to just keep focused. But I don't know. It just didn't work out for him. I felt like it was a bit of a liability yesterday, which is a bit of a shame. I think maybe it was just I don't even know. Maybe I need to watch that game back, but it didn't seem like he had the best of games. And
are you still sort of team Mainu, or do you have any
100%. I'm team Mainu all day long. Yeah. I feel like he's.
What do you see him being this sort of great centre midfielder for Manchester United, or is it just because he's a academy product? I don't know. You seem so sure. I'm just trying to understand.
A bit of both, I reckon. So there's obviously a bit of. I've always got an affiliation with the academy players. So he's been in the club since he was 8 and all the rest of it. And I know that probably shouldn't be part of the reasoning, but it is for me. I'm always going to have a stronger affiliation for players that have come through the academy. But also, I've seen him perform on a regular basis, and he was doing so for a struggling team for Van Gaal. I keep saying Van Gaal for Ten Hag, and I feel like he's shown it for England as well. That if he's paired up with Rice at the time, played in the World Cup final, I think he's got qualities that can definitely be explored. But I just feel like for right now anyway, maybe he might develop in the future, but him and Bruno doesn't really work as a two. If it was him and Casemiro, maybe that might work. Him and Ugarte, we saw that work in one I know it was only a preseason game, but I just feel like maybe different. Maybe if we're chasing the game, a Bruno Menu centre pairing might work better. But for and then obviously Brighton got the momentum of that free kick, it just didn't work out. But I still rate him as a player. I mean, what are you thinking, PT?
I think his problem is he's got no legs. I don't know if you guys agree, but he can't get up and down a football pitch. And I think the reason why he plays quite well in England is because he's got Rice, who doesn't stop running. We don't have
International
that.
football's slower
Yeah,
as well.
we don't have that in our team. Like we've got Bruno. Yes, he's got a lot of legs, but it's mostly going forwards rather than going backwards. Casemiro can't get backwards and forwards up and down the pitch. So him being in there alongside Casemiro, I think, just leaves us massively open. So I think
Maybe.
it's what Antonio said earlier. I think he's the wrong player for this type of setup that we're trying to play. I think if he was sitting in a number 6 in a 4-4-2 or 4-5-1, then I think it would probably work. But in this, I think it is a bit of a liability in a two-man midfield.
Wow. So 50 million, PT Antonio. Would you take it in the summer?
I just think he hasn't kicked on.
It's true.
He really all right. He had a great sort of great. He had a good World Cup, like all of these different things. But when I start thinking of England centre midfielders, he's not even top 5 for me. I'm thinking there's Rice, there's Bellingham, there's Wharton, there's Anderson.
He was
who
ahead of them
else?
guys though.
He
ahead of
was.
Yeah, he was.
Wharton
Yeah, he was.
And
What's
yeah.
what's gone on? Like, what's happened? You know,
Injuries didn't help. Injuries didn't help him for sure. But like you said, it's the bit of the formation that hasn't really worked out for him. Because Bruno has to play, and if Bruno was playing one of the tens,
but let's look at it. Like, let's look at his peers. Let's look at the England team, right? The names I mentioned: Rice. I mentioned
Wharton.
Adam Wharton, Bellingham, but that's a bit unfair because he's a bit of a star boy. And Anderson, right? Anderson.
Yeah.
Okay, look, these are your sort of. This is your competition to get into the England squad. Those players could probably play in the formation that Amarin has at United right now. So, is it really a formation setup problem, or have we got more of a player problem? We can put Rice in there, and Rice will do just fine. Adam Wharton's already playing in the 3-4-3. We could put Anderson in there. We could put Bellingham in there, but we can't put Mainu. But he's supposed to be so great. I'm not convinced anymore. I'm being honest.
Even if you look at our own team, when you look at the midfielders we've got, he's probably the last name you'd pick.
Yeah.
To go on the pitch. He actually I'd rather play Ugarte than him at the minute, as it stands. I actually would. And Ugarte's been all right the last couple of games. He's a bit of a liability. But when he comes on, he does have an effect on the game. Mainu comes on, doesn't affect the outcome of the game. He has no real effect. Doesn't change proceedings. So
it's mad when you think about it. Because you look at like the games where he does come on and make an effect, like the Liverpool game, you just remember him just banging it into the top corners and stuff like that. And then you see the game against Lyon. I was like at Old Trafford, that was just unbelievable. Where he scored the equaliser, I think, to make it 4-4. You could tell he's definitely got ability, man. And it's just how do we get it out of him? Is he better as
was they playing him? Yeah, I think he's being played further forward then, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I
don't think he's got that responsibility to play deeper. I don't think he's got that responsibility.
He was playing in the 2 for Ten Hag when he got selected for England, though. Do you know what I mean? It was a 4-2-3-1.
But it was a 4-2-3-1, so it's not a 2 like 3-4-3.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
You know
but I mean, to be fair, we were still getting found out in that midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the key. I think he's got the. I definitely.
This is the thing, yeah. What we got also realize as well, that England team, as well. We're saying how great he was, but that was a bit of a bad team at the time, especially the midfield. We couldn't get it right. I think if you remember, we tried to start playing Trent, and that didn't go down well. And then he started going with Gallagher. And then it was like mainly was like the last remaining option to go down, and we're like, oh yeah, it's finally working. Like he was all right, like he was good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to downplay it. Like he was okay, but he wasn't sort of like I mean, so great. I mean, maybe it's just for his age, but now up against his peers, and he's coming on and he's doing things. I'm just like, nah, sorry. I know you've been here at the club, but I don't know what else you want us to do. You've got to prove yourself. People are like, "Oh no, he shouldn't go. He shouldn't go." But I just don't even know what value add we're getting from him. But
No.
even on the centre mid front, sorry, I'm digressing. I was even thinking about it as I was watching and as I was seeing it, it was all clicking, clicking, clicking. And you know, we was linked with Belabor a lot. What did you think of
Yeah.
him actually and his performance?
It was a bit wayward, wasn't it? Like I feel
We
like he
dodged the
was.
bullet, mate. We dodged the bullet.
Yeah,
You know,
that, did you see that shot he had? Like I don't even know why we
yeah,
shoot him out there. I was
so,
thinking, that was for us, man. Like no, man, couldn't have that. But I feel like he was just making sure that I think he's doing a good job for us, man. Just making sure that we secured the
you know
victory.
who I would, I thought about it and I was thinking the way we're setting up, and especially those two centre midfielders, you've got to be really sort of clever. Positioning wise, your passing has to be really good. That's why Bruno and Casemiro work so well. Find the legs or whatever. Da, 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 da. But if you've got your centre backs like Shaw stepping in and you've got your tens dropping in, because now we're trying to make this sort of box when the ball goes up, because Lamens is playing it, and Amarin has said, fine, we'll try and win the first ball. If we win it, great. If we don't, we're going to win the second ball. And that's how we
Yeah,
win it. And then we break. So when the ball goes up, we've got the tens in there. We've got the centre mids all in the centre. So I'm not too worried about there being this sort of centre mid we need to get to cover all bases, because if everyone understands the position they're playing in, then the spaces are all going to be covered anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? So I was thinking, I don't think it's even Belabor that we should even be thinking of. I think it'll be more Adam Wharton. If you see
yeah.
the way he plays, for me, I'd prefer Adam Wharton, in
He'll
my
be the
opinion.
character replacement that we've been waiting for all this time.
Because he just gets it, the positioning, knows how to move, the passing, everything. Belabor probably covers more ground, but I don't know if he's got the positional awareness. I feel bad for him because I think as soon as we came in, it's turned his head and his performances have just gone.
I
He's
know.
just so confused because he's like, oh, United coming through. I think he's probably on like 10 grand per week or something. And
He
we
would
was
have at
about
least
to get
tripled
him.
in wages, man.
Yeah, tripled. He was on like 10 grand. I'm sure he's on like 10 grand
Really?
max. Yeah,
Well,
10 grand or 20
it would
grand.
have 10x that then, at least.
And then Brighton's like, no, no, no. And then now he's put in a performance like that. Brighton probably thought, oh, yeah, we're doing the right thing. Who knows? It could look out. We might go, you know what? We're not even going to get him anymore. And Brighton's probably just missed out on 100 million.
It's like even that
That
striker that they had as well. Remember that 100 million striker that they were thought they were going to
Ferguson.
sell?
Ferguson.
Yeah. And then now look at
Yeah,
him,
they get
like,
it wrong sometimes. They get it
yeah.
wrong. They get it wrong. They hold on. They're like, oh, yeah, they get a bit, oh, we can get more. We get Ferguson end up going on loan to like West Ham or something. I
I
don't
don't
know
even know
where
where
he's
he's at
gone.
now. Yeah.
Celtic or something like that, I think,
He's
maybe.
vanished. He's
Yeah.
vanished, man. What's his? It's Evan Ferguson. Let me look for him.
How good did you think, though, that we managed to score 4 goals and Bruno wasn't part of the goals or the assists? Because, like, we've been so reliant on him to be that sole provider for us. It was a 300 game, and I thought he was class again yesterday.
I'm counting him for one assist, though.
To be fair, that dummy, I think Dave Smith said it was elite, actually. So, like, yeah, that was class. But yeah, Bruno, I think like he's showing him and Casemiro, they're starting to gel together. Did you see who he plays for?
Yeah, Roma on loan from Brighton.
Oh, Omar, fair play.
From
Okay.
from him being tipped to be 70 million, 100 million striker, now you're on loan to Roma. Brighton
We
got
would
it
have,
wrong.
we would have paid that as well.
Yeah, we would have.
Sometimes if a team comes in, you gotta take it.
Yeah, sure. I think they missed the boat on that Belieber fee, that's for
Yeah.
sure. But I know you mentioned that this game after you just want to tick off the games. Next up, Forest away. I think maybe who is it that just come in? Dyche, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's already his first game at home in the Premier League. So it's be a
How did
debut
they
game
do
in the
today
Premier
or
League.
yesterday? Did they win or lose?
Lost 2-0, I think.
Lost
Was it
2-0.
2-0?
To
Yeah.
who?
They played against I can't remember. Was it today they played?
I think they played today.
It was 2-0
Oh,
against
Bournemouth.
Oh,
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. Bournemouth were looking good at the minute as well, actually. But
Yeah.
yeah, that would have been a good start. I mean, it's a tough game. Bournemouth are doing good
Mm.
this season. But yeah, I mean, how do you feel? Do you feel like first game at home? If it was against if it was against that former man, I can't remember his name. The old Tottenham
Uh,
manager.
Nuno Espirito Santos.
No, the old the guy who just got sacked after 8
Oh,
games.
Hans Postecoglou.
Yeah,
Postecoglou.
Postecoglou. If it was him, I
Yeah.
would have been confident. But I mean, I'm still confident to be fair. I mean, do you feel like Nottingham Forest? This is another big test for us. It's away from home. Our away form hasn't been the best. Obviously, have just won at Anfield though. So, and we just won 4 games in a row at Old Trafford, 3 games in a row at the moment. Do you feel like we're one step closer to getting our guy a haircut?
Forest will be tricky. I think every game is tricky. Um, yeah, Dyche likes to set his teams up well, quite hard to beat. But I think we're going to go into the game very confident. Do you know what I mean? Our players are going to be very confident now. You know, Cunha and Mbuemo, anything, when the ball touches them now, they're going to be moving different. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They're thinking, oh, let me drop my shoulder, smash. Like they're going to just feel it in their whole body, their everything. So, yeah, I think,
We'll need an
I
early
think we
start.
can. Yeah, I think we could do it, but narrowly. I don't think it'll be a landslide. It'll be narrowly. I think away from home, like we've got to sort of take the game apart in parts almost, first 10, 15, let's see out, then ease ourselves in, control the game. Let's see if we can get a set piece goal or something like that. And then let them come at us because Daesh is going to really need to get a win because he just lost 2-0. I
Yeah,
think he got a win in the Europa over the
he
weekend,
did.
but
Yeah,
even that,
yeah.
like, 2 penalties and all this jazz. But he's gonna, if we can get an early goal, it's gonna cause them to come out a little bit more, and then there'll be space, and then we can hit him again. So, but yeah,
Especially after Burnley got the win today. But I mean, we're going to do a preview of that game. But if we were to win that game, will you start looking up and see how far away we are from the top PT?
I'm already doing it. I'm already doing it. I'm already doing it. But with Forest, I think we've got a different mentality in this team at the moment. And I only say that because yesterday it went 3-2, right? And I can remember a few months ago when if a game was going like that, we would have everyone at the back fighting for their lives, and it wasn't like that. We was taking it to them, trying to kill the game off, and I ain't seen that for a bit. So we sort of backed ourselves and thought, yeah, it's 3-2. We're not showing up shop. We're actually going to go and finish the game off. And we had players forward and we was making runs still and putting the ball up there. So we just got to go into that game with exactly the same mentality, and the same mentality we've had in the last 3 games. And then I think we win comfortably. I think Nottingham Forest are in a bit of trouble, and I don't see Dyche turning that around quickly. It's going to take a little while. So I think we've caught them probably at the right time where he hasn't had enough time to affect the team that much.
yeah.
That's one of 3 big differences I think I've seen under Amorim actually. One obviously was that we're not panicking once we concede goals. Like obviously we conceded against Liverpool, and we managed to get back. We still won that game 2-1. We obviously conceded the 2 goals. They were both set pieces, but like you said, we didn't panic. We went up. We managed to get a 4-2. But Brighton been a bogey team. Lost 6 of the last 7. It was good to see us put them to the sword. Actually, we owed them one as well. But in terms of the changes I've seen Amorim do for us is one was that not panicking as soon as we lose a goal, but the second one was also the fact that we are seeing ourselves. I remember away from home it used to be one of them things where under Ten Hag, I think it was a meme. It was like a year that we went without winning any game against any of the top teams away from home in the top 11, and we've done that against City. We've done it at Anfield now as well, so it'll be good to keep that going. But really, I think the likes of Mbuemo and Cunha, the reason why we signed them players is not just for those big games which they show up for, but it's also these smaller games where against the Nottingham Forest, where you need them to be able to be killers, like just to be ruthless against these teams and put away that first chance. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like we're starting to build on something, then, are we? So if we get that win, I'll be fully gassed. Like I'll be
I think
fully
there's
looking for that title.
Fudge. I think there's 3 teams in the league that need some serious changes. Forest are one of them. I don't think you can change overnight. West Ham's the other one, and Wolves are the third. I don't think, as it stands, I don't think it matters who's in charge. They've got such deep-rooted issues that it's going to take a long time or a big job to turn that around. And the fact that they've changed manager that many times tells me the problem's probably not the manager, right? It runs a lot deeper than that. Whether it's the owner, whether it's the players, something's not right there. So I think we're playing these at the right time, where we're at the top of our level at the minute, and they're in a bad way. They're in a bad way.
So there are 3 teams that you think we're going to go down.
I don't think they'll go down. I just think they need a lot of work. West Ham, if West Ham, for instance, if they carry on playing the way they are, they will go down. I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen any team play as bad as them so far. They are
And the
horrific.
promoted teams are looking good. Like, do you know what I mean? So, like,
Sunderland,
they're gonna...
where are they? Sunderland is second, right?
Sunderland. Who else? Burnley, and who's the third one?
Leeds.
Leeds.
I think one of them is going to get dragged back in.
Burnley. I reckon.
I think Burnley.
Hopefully
Because
Leeds, but
Leeds play
probably
all right
Burnley.
football. I mean, I know they're not getting the results, but they're playing well.
Oh,
They're
I
playing
just
all
hope we
right.
smash it.
Burnley
Yeah,
or
obviously, yeah.
Leeds. Burnley or Leeds. They could get dragged back in.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Anyway, I don't want to keep this video for too long. Anyway, we've got the upcoming, we've got the prediction videos, we've got the preview of the Nottingham Forest game. If you can and you've watched along, give us a like on the video. Do click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And yeah, we'll be back. Let us know if there's any topics that you want us to discuss. We're gonna get more content on this page as well, so do let us know. But other than that, is there anything else that you boys want to end with before we call it a night?
I really like the lit.
Yeah,
it is class.
he's
Isn't it?
class. He's class. We love him.
Yeah.
That's a future captain.
He is, isn't he? Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Euro as well. I mean, all of them players yesterday. Yeah, but we can get into
Euro
it.
as well. I forget about Euro. Did he start? He started, didn't he?
Yeah, he started. He started. Do you know what? I loved his performance against his cameo against Liverpool as well. He was head on everything. Like, surprisingly, for how silky he is on the ball, he gets his head on a lot of stuff as well, which I like to see. But yeah,
Yeah, I like the lit. He's really. I think his experience. It's mad because he's like 25, but he's played at like Juve, Bayern, Ajax, all
You
these
think
big
of him as
clubs.
someone much older, don't you?
Yeah, so he gets it. He's been, in the trenches, and when we're really going for titles and these kind of things, so he gets it. So he's like, come on, like switch on. Like, if you want to be great, this is what you got to do. Boom, boom. Like, you can see he's putting his body on the line, and everything. I'm like, yeah, nah, we've got something there. We've got.
he started every game. You know that. So what would you
Yeah.
do if everyone's fit? Maguire, Martinez. What would you? Mazraoui.
I don't know if I'd go Maguire as well as he's been playing. I'm not sure. I'll definitely go Delit and I'll definitely go Shaw, and either it might
Okay.
be Euro or Maguire, but it depends. It depends on the game. It's game dependent. If you're going away to a team, there's lots of high balls, blah blah blah. Then put Maguire in there. If we're on the ascendancy and you want to be on the front foot, blah blah blah, maybe I might go with Euro.
Let us know in the
But yeah,
comments who you'd go with as a third
the
permanent
lit
fix.
is really. He could have been man of the match for the last 3 matches, easy. I think
Yeah.
he's been colossal at the back.
Solid guy. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up there. But thank you for watching along, and do hit us a like, hit us a subscribe, and see you on the next one. Over and out. Peace.